So this has been project codenamed East Lalbagh, an upcoming project by Provident Housing. It's a 15-acre plus land parcel having 1200 units of 2 BHK and 3 BHK specification. The best part of the project is that in a housing market where increasing land cost and construction cost is forcing the developers to compromise the open space and go for maximum FSI usage, this is one project which can easily claim to be a low density project with 70% open spaces. The clubhouse itself is of 18,000 square feet and there are 35 plus amenities in this project. All in all, this project promises to come out as one of the best in the given segment, a project where the competing projects cannot match the kind of open area, the kind of amenities and the kind of thought process that has gone into this project.
This looks like a large chunk of land. How big is the land and how have you conceptualized it?
See, the total land is 15 acres. The question you are asking is, how do we conceptualize a project? Conceptualizing a project means project must have a character. End of the day, right? It is all about people who are going to live there. People have needs, right? We need to keep those things in mind while we are going to do that. So after that, there is a creative angle to that. The whole idea behind this project, this particular project is, there's already so much greenery around this, and there are some characteristics of the site that I'm going to explain to you. It's just reminded us of Lalbagh in Bangalore. So that's why we call this as, codenamed it as East Lalbagh. So those elements are taken into consideration, right? Where the needs are on the other side, creative side and creative things are on the other side. So that is what we are going to do. Then that's how we conceptualize a project. So this total land is around 15 acres and this is going to have 1,200 plus units. These are all, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms. So again, it's a need based and what people want is what we are going to be looking at.
How do you conceptualize that this is what the consumer is looking at?
See, the market feasibility has to be done. The market feasibility is very, very, very important, right? Otherwise, because we are in business, we also got to sell. How do we have to look at the customer needs and where they are and what they do. So for example, this is around 6 kilometers. This site is around 5.5 kilometers from Hope Farm Junction. And that is where we have the metro station, right? Metro station. Between this and the metro station, exactly there is a green path where no development is there. So the natural progression of development for Whitefield is this area, right? So in Whitefield, as you know, that there are already hundreds and thousands of jobs are generated in across the country. If you look at Whitefield, per capita income is much higher than any other place in a working population if you look at it that way. So then we looked at what is happening. In Whitefield, the prices have gone up and it has come to a stage wherein people are looking for, now it's turned out to be a luxury market. So we are looking at how do we be the bridge to that luxury. That means it should be affordable, but we should be able to give everything a luxury project is going to give, and that's the whole idea. And for that we do the feasibility. Then we come up with what should be the size of the units and how many units to be provided and what's the market size, what's the market absorption. So there are many number of such metrics that we look at and then we come up with the product.
While walking through this road, I find this market to be a very cluttered property market. One specific reason why I came inside is that this project is in its final stages of conceptualization. So what is your design strategy? Can you show me how have you designed this project to be a market differentiator? Because all the competing projects look like they are all the same.
Yeah. So even if the first thing about the design means where are we going to build it? We're going to build on a piece of land. A piece of land has some characters. Come, let's go to the site and I will explain to you what those characters are. Yeah, as we enter the site, now we are entering the site, and as you look at this site, there is so much greenery that is there, right? You can also see some rocks here. I'll talk about the rock as we go forward.
This looks more like a forest area.
Yeah.
How much greenery are you going to retain in this project?
Yeah, it's beautiful, right? This greenery, even though it's the greenery, most of it is commercial eucalyptus, commercial crop. but we are going to be adding more trees than what it is here right now. See, as you know, to explain that now how that greenery concept is taken, that probably I will have to call for the master plan. Hey, can somebody get a master plan, please? So this is where we enter. This is where we enter. We come here, and this is the circle that is kind of a roundabout that we see in Europe, and this is where the rain tree is going to be, and the entire traffic is actually going to move around that, so that there is no clogging of traffic anywhere around that. What we do is, this was planted some 7 months back. So by the time the first resident comes here, it's going to take 3.5 to 4 years. Right? By then, this will be a large tree. The whole idea here is we have to plant trees even before we go and dig the earth, so that there is grown-up trees. There are grown-up trees when people come in to live here.
Roughly how many trees would be there in the project?
So it will be around 2,000 trees are going to be there. Out of that, almost 35 types of indigenous plants and some fruit-bearing plants are going to be there. And so it will be quite a bit of a green is going to be there, as you can see in the master plan.
See, many of the amenities are like all the modern buildings have all these amenities. One specific thing that catches my mind is your rock garden. What precisely is your rock garden?
To explain the rock garden, we have to go near the rock. I'll just tell you that, where is the rock and what is it. And you ask for the very specific. Almost 5.5 acres of land is unbuilt around the rock. So when we go there, you will see what we are.
Please come in.
So this is the rock that I was talking about.
I'm just wondering, how will you retain these natural rocks here?
This entire 5 acres that is going to be here, amenities are going to be carved out of this place. Amenities such as, the tennis courts and basketball courts and other things, that many of those amenities are going to be with this rock. And so that children and everybody else, once we clean up all the bush and other things, this comes out alive. And that's what they're going to enjoy. So this is our part of saying, keep the nature the way it is, still you do the development. Come, let's keep going now.
When you conceptualize a project like this with so much of greenery, then obviously it has to be a very low density project.
Yeah, this is a low density project where basically 70% of the total land area is going to be unused for construction. Only 30% of the area is used for construction. So this is 15 plus acres, as I said, that there is so much of land for people to enjoy.
What was your major challenge in terms of engineering design?
See, when we look at the engineering part of it, we always look at the terrain of the land, not only just relating to our land, it's also from beyond our property, what is the terrain. As you saw that when we came down and we're coming down a gradient, which means that we need to take care of rainwater management. And this kind of a valley zone which goes on the other side, so it's not going through our property, it's going on the side of our property. And that we need to manage that, and that has to be done during the planning itself. And of course, as part of the sustainability, we do water retention, detention, and many number of those techniques that we use to make sure that the rainwater harvesting and the rainwater to percolate into the earth and other things. So all those things have to be thought through in the beginning itself, and that's part of the surveying of the site, walking the site like this with you, and understanding what it is and how to incorporate that into engineering design.